part of what we choose to do, part of where we choose to live, part of what we have to deal with is storms that may turn and blow hard wind and bring a lot of rain, and it's called hurricane season for a reason.
That's exactly right. And here we are.
Now, have you done anything special around your house or anything to get prepared for this?
Oh, man. Well, after what we did around my house on the 4th of July, which was Sunday, today's Tuesday, I haven't recovered from Sunday yet.
Did you blow a lot of stuff up?
Oh, man.
See, I like fireworks, but I'm to the point now where I've seen enough people, friends of mine, because we're drunken idiots when I was in my 20s. I've seen enough friends of mine all lose fingers and blow half a foot off and stuff like that. Yeah. The mortar fell over, so he's trying to use his foot to straighten it back up and everything, you know. So now if I do, like I went to a neighbor's house, they were having fireworks. You know, the kids were throwing the firecrackers in the yard. That's aggravating as hell.
I don't like fire. I like the bang.
They just, you know.
I like display.
But then they were shooting, and, you know, I saw between them and the neighbors across the street, I saw 12, 15 mortars go up. I was like, yeah, I'm out of beer now. Go back to the house.
Well, I have a next-door neighbor that him and his dad actually do this professionally. They do.
Okay.
So he came over and taught me how to do it a whole lot safer than them. And I'm usually the only one out there doing it myself. And I had not consumed any alcohol at all the entire day.
Where we went, the neighbor we went, he, instructed the 18-year-olds that, no, you're not just going to set it out there in the yard and stuff. So they actually got a piece of plywood, and they screwed the mortar, the tubes.
Yep.
They screwed those down to a piece of plywood and everything.
All right.
And then they put the plywood out in the yard. It was sandbags on each side of it so it wouldn't fall over or anything.
Okay.
So, I mean, they did it as safe as I thought it for a neighborhood firework. Because the other neighbor was just sitting his out in the middle of his driveway. You know. And every now and then would fall over, shoot one in the side yard and everything, you know.
You know what works really good is concrete blocks and the cell.
And then put it in there.
Put the tube in the concrete block. And then when you shoot off the little ones, like the cakes, the square cakes, you have the concrete above the top of the cake. So in case it does fall over,
it's still good.
It's going to hit a concrete wall.
It's just blowing up inside that little hole.
Yeah.
You see, it was somewhere.
Oh, yeah, the whole display.
It was some city right here in Florida. I can't remember, but they were setting it up 4th of July morning, and the whole thing went off.
Was that the one where the van was parked there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. Whole thing went off.
Yeah.
Had no fire. They canceled the fireworks because there were none. They blew them all up. And, I mean, if you see the video, it was blowing up.
It was blowing up. I saw the video.
It was blowing up. So you come to the 4th of July fine.
Yes, sir.
So it's officially now the middle of summer.
Okay.
Because Memorial Day starts summer. To me, 4th of July is the middle of summer. Labor Day is the end of summer.
Okay.
So it's right the smack middle of summer. A lot of people coming in and getting their cars ready to go on the road because AAA says that this summer more cars will be on the road this summer than any time since 2008, before the recession hit. Are you experiencing a lot of people coming in saying, I need to get my car road ready, checking it out, make sure everything's in good shape because I'm going on a trip?
Let me tell you what we're experiencing. So here's what I've learned in business. Numbers don't lie. So I had to go by my accountant's office this morning and pick up some packages that has numbers inside of it.
Right.
So what we have done already this year is almost as much as what we've done all of last year. And all of last year was a record-setting year for us. So it just kind of goes to show it's just absolutely insane. We're adding I'd say probably 15 new customers to our customer base per week right now.
Wow.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the influx of people coming to our area. I mean, the traffic.
It does not seem like the snowbirds went home, but I know they did. It's just we have that many more people here now.
I think we have just a whole lot more people coming in.
I tell you, I went to Orlando over the weekend. On Saturday, I got up early. And, I mean, we got on the interstate. We were on the interstate by 8 o'clock. And we took the interstate to the turnpike and turnpike to SeaWorld.
Yep.
Okay? literally that early in the morning usually, or I hadn't been because the music park's been closed now, but I hadn't been in a while. But usually my experience, and I've been a lot of times, I made that trip down the turnpike in my lifetime as an adult probably 1,000 times.
Right.
Okay? More than that probably, but still. Saturday, we were bumper to bumper on 75 and the turnpike the entire way till we got to where it was 3-laned in Orlando, where turnpike 3 lanes. It was bumper to bumper, but it was bumper to bumper Atlanta style. We were moving at a 74 to 76 mile an hour clip the whole way.
Okay.
But bumper to bumper. And that kind of worries me here in Florida because I know the morons that drive here. In Atlanta, that's the norm.
Right.
You drive 75 miles an hour bumper to bumper or you die.
Right. Or you get run-ed over.
You get run-ed over.
Yep.
But here, we're more of a 75 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour. 75 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour.
Yep.
Get up to speed and then everybody slams on the brakes. And I was worried that was going to happen. It never happened the entire way to Orlando, but it had me, and I've never remembered that much traffic that early in the morning.
Yeah, it's different now. Ocala is different. Our area is different. It's not the same as it was.
They say we'll have 500,000 people here by 2035.
So what does that look like for us? Are we the next?
That's
Orlando?
Marion County. Marion County have 500,000 people in it by 2035.
Wow.
By the way, the city of Orlando proper only has like 330,000 people. The city of Orlando proper, inside the city limits of Orlando,
It's 300,000.
about the same as the population of Marion County. Let that sink in a minute.
Yep. Wow.
Well, that's, people think that like Miami's very populated. Miami Metro is very populated. The city of Miami,
Right.
right.
The
only city in Florida that's really populated, the entire city, is Jacksonville.
Right.
Because it's the entire county.
Right.
And it's got 1.2 million. I think it's the number 11th populated city in America.
Oh, wow.
People go, well, Atlanta's got, no, the city of Atlanta's got about 630,000 people. Atlanta Metro's got 8 million.
Right.
But the actual city of Atlanta has less than 1 million people. And that's sometimes I think people get caught up in that's an issue, but we got 360,000 people that live in Marion County. And it's growing, they say 150 people a week. So I guess you're going to see, you're getting 15 new customers a week on average. That's I almost said a Tennessee measurement. I'll tell you that Tennessee measurement off there. That's an actual measurement. You ask a lady coming out of church how many people's in church. She'll tell you blank ton. She'll tell you that. That's an actual measurement in Tennessee. True story.
I tell you.
I mean, you're getting 150 new customers every 10 weeks. You multiply that by 5, you're getting, 750 new customers a year.
It's every day we're adding names to our database every day.
You're fixing to be like one of those doctors say we're not taking any new we're not taking any new clients, new patients.
Well, what we're doing is we're in the process of pouring more concrete,
You're expanding,
more lifts,
yeah.
And hiring more folks,
right? It's a good problem to have, is what you're saying.
It is. It becomes. Okay, so and I've always been very open and transparent on the show, and part of what I struggle with is being able to continue. I have to figure out a way to give everybody the same type of care and treatment and respect that I've done for 25 years, and I don't want to jeopardize I don't want this to jeopardize who we are in the culture of our company. We have a high standard of integrity and character, and I have to keep that, no matter what. That has to stay. And here recently, in the last month or so, we brought my son Joey. He's actually at the shop, and he's learning the administrative side of things, and he's understanding the culture of our company, and he gets to go out and he sits with the customers and talks with them, and yet he's learning how to do the running of the business, and he jumped in both feet, and he's going at it.
As the proprietor, how much of your job is mechanicking versus sitting with the customer and talking with the customer and finding out and having a relationship with the customer. Is it 60-40 customer versus mechanic-in, 70-30, 50-50? Because I bet you used to turn a lot of wrenches, but now you don't turn as many because you're dealing with customers.
Right. And it's not like I have to deal with the customers. I got a great staff in the office that really cater and take care of the customers. So what I'm doing is, if I'm needed in the shop, I'm in the shop. If I'm needed at this place of business, I'm at the place of business. If I'm needed to go, it's amazing when if a customer needs a ride home, and a lot of times everybody's just so busy. Hey, Matt, can you take Mr. Jones home? And then I'm talking to Mr. Jones, and they're like, oh my God, you're the owner of the company and you're taking me home? Yeah, I'm just one of the guys, just like everybody else is. There's nothing.
I just happen to write the checks. I do the same job.
That's all I do, man. It's like, yeah, it's amazing.
Well, in the restaurant business, I worked in the restaurant business a very long time, and there's a correlation that can be made here. A general manager of a restaurant, he's in charge of all the employees, and he makes time clock and everything. But when the restaurant's full and it's working the way it should be, the general manager is also the one that's free to go unclog the toilet. That's right. And he's the one that's free to go clean up the trash that got thrown out in the parking lot. Because everybody else is doing their job.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Right. If the and I don't know if you got a water cooler, I noticed, but if you had a water cooler, if it's out, your job as the owner, because your mechanics are busy, your office staff is busy, you pick up that 5 gallons and put it in the water machine.
And I have put the 5-gallon bucket in the water machine. Right. And right now, my desk, I came to work, and I'm like, I went in my office and my chair's gone. I said, where's my chair? I was talking to my son. It's out there. Out where? Out there.
Out in the shop.
They set me up a whole desk, my chair, everything. It's up against a wall in the shop.
They got you out of the...
I'm gone, bro.
See you. Get you out the shop.
Hey, I thank God they gave me a little fan.
No air conditioning for you. You own the place. No air conditioning for you. Sorry about your luck.
It's funny, too, because if I am working on a car, usually I'm working on a car out in the parking lot because I don't have nowhere
to You don't have a bay or anything.
I don't have a spot.
Somebody asked me to ask you this question, so I'm going to.
Okay.
It was a friend of mine who's having an issue, and they took it to a place, and the place said, well, the entire system's shot. You got to replace it.
The entire what system?
Air conditioning.
Okay.
The entire air conditioning shot. You got to replace it.
Okay.
But the person told me what the air conditioner was doing, and I had the same exact problem with the same exact type vehicle.
Okay.
Where when you turn the air on, you put your hand close to the vent, cold air was coming out.
Okay.
But it wasn't blowing out because my blower motor was shot.
Okay.
So I replaced the blower motor, now I got air conditioning again. They went to this place, they said the whole thing's shot. So they come back and go, well, but it's blowing cold, it's cold air's coming out. It's not, the fan's not seeming to be working. Guy goes, yeah, but it's all shot. That's just, it's barely hanging on. That's why it's all got to be replaced. Almost like, and I don't want to say that they are trying to take advantage.
Why wouldn't you don't want to say they're trying to take advantage?
But it sounds like, they made a decision on what was wrong and customers' concerns be damned. And that's what, that used to be really prevalent in the car repair business, and it's improved a lot.
Yeah.
But it's still, to find out it's still out there.
Yeah.
Does that, as a reputable mechanic shop, that has to irk you or aggravate you?
Yeah, and you know what? And I see it more than you think. To be honest with you, a lot. And I hate to say it, but a lot of the a lot of the franchised places.
Yeah, oh yeah, because they have numbers they got to meet.
Yeah, that's right. They have quotas, numbers. They got to do it. If they're not going to do it, they get fired. They get someone else that will. Right. And basically, what it boils down to, you got to steal and lie and cheat and steal. That's how you get the numbers.
Well, there was a brake place, and I forget the name of it now. I think it was Brakes Plus or something. I don't know. It used to be where the Pep Boys is on the boulevard now, right there.
Okay.
And I went in there one time because they had the $99.
Yep.
So I went in there, pulled the Dodge apart. I had a Dodge, a Ram truck. Pulled the Dodge apart, and guy comes, sir, come out here. He goes, you need a whole, you need drums, you need new calipers, it's going to be $900.
$900.
I go, no, it's not. He goes, yeah. I said, no, put it back together. I'll take it somewhere else. He goes, by law, I can't put it back together because his calipers are extended and they won't go back in. And by law, I can't do anything to force them back in. So I'm sorry, it's just how it is. I go, well, let me explain something to you. Either you take that C-clamp right there and you push that caliper back in with that C-clamp and put that damn thing back together, or I'll put that C-clamp on there and push that caliper in and put the tire back on it, and I'm leaving here. Whether you do it, I do it, and whether the cops have to be involved. Lo and behold, they put my truck back together. I left. I ran into that guy about a year later. He saw me at a local watering hole, come up and said, hey, remember me? I go, yeah, I remember you. He goes, can I buy you a beer? I go, I'm always up for a free beer. So he bought me a beer. He goes, you know, and this is the first time I realized this is how this happened. He goes, you know, I apologize for how I treated you that day at the shop. I don't work there anymore, but you got to understand, we have certain things we have to do. Well, that $99 is to get you in, and then we have to, because of it's our job and it's our boss's job and everything, we have to upcharge as much as we can or we lose our job. And I don't work there anymore, and I can tell you that now without getting in trouble, and so I apologize. And I was blown away first that he had enough intestinal fortitude to come up and see me out in public and apologize. But I guess I was naive. I didn't think that took place anymore.
Yeah, it does. I actually had a gentleman come, and he was looking for a job, and he worked at one of those kind of places, and we're sitting in my office, and he said, man, he says, let me tell you what I can do for you. This is what I can do for you. All right, what can you do for me? He says, I can do $900 brake jobs a day. That's what I could do. Well, I understand what that means. So I said, oh, all right, that sounds great. I said, hey, dude, hang on a minute. I said, let me walk out to the shop, and I'll be back in a minute. I got up and I walked out of my own office, left the dude sitting in a chair.
Never came back.
I never came back. I don't know how long he sat there, but I think eventually, because the next day he wasn't there, so
right.
I knew sometime.
So you knew by the time your shop closed, he had left.
And he probably got it figured out that that was a dumb thing to do. I've even had parts people that run parts houses come to me and say, listen, we want your business. We want you to buy parts from us. Okay, what are you offering me? Well, this is what I'm offering you. This is the price you would typically pay for this part, but we're going to sell it to you for 20% less. But you get to mark it up from the price that you would pay normally, but you're paying 20% less, which means you're going to make 20% more profit on that part.
And we're doing this as a favor to you.
And then
we're
just going to show to you how much we want your business. And I said to them, well, okay, and here's how I think. If you're going to reduce the price by 20%, why don't I do that to my customers so my customers get 20% savings on every part that they buy from us? I said, see, your way of thinking and my way of thinking are totally different. So therefore, I can't buy parts from you.
And that's why you get 15 new customers a week.
And that's it.
Good morning, you're on with Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Auto.
Good morning, Matt. You know my cars, and the one car was the Ford product, and I used to go to Ford faithfully ever since I bought it, and I bought it here in Ocala. And one day I went in for the oil change for these people, and I was sat there for 5 hours waiting for an oil change. And then all of a sudden it came out, there was oil all over the place, and they cleaned it up a little bit, and I went directly to your shop, and you brought it in, put it up on the lift, and there was a guy spent about 20 to 30 minutes wiping it down again after they supposedly cleaned it up. And that's when I decided I was going to bring all my vehicles to you guys, because there is no integrity in a lot of these big places, and it's unbelievable. But I'll hang up and let you comment on that.
Thanks for the call, Sonny.
See ya.
And see, and I never knew that. I never knew that he had that issue. He never told me that.
And you know, the problem is, like you said, in these big national chains, is they have corporate high-ups that say, this is what you got to do because you need to generate this much money, and if you don't, you're fired.
Right.
And there's no ifs, ands, or buts, and it's on a month-to-month basis. I mean, general managers change in those places like I change my socks.
And see, for me, I would say this is in my corporation, because I am incorporated. You know? In my corporation, I would say if I caught anybody doing anything like that, they're done.
Yeah.
Right then and there. There's no. I had a situation with a customer, and with an employee, and you know what I did? I never had this problem ever again with the employee. I took the employee. The customer was sitting in the customer lounge. I explained to the customer what had just happened to his car. Now the customer, he was not happy. He was pretty upset, and I had the employee sitting in the chair next to us, and I said, "And Mr. Customer, does this employee is he still employed at Sunrise Automotive?" And we actually, me, the customer, and this employee sat down out there in the customer lounge, but there was no other customers there. It was just the three of us, and we had a discussion. And the customer found to have mercy and grace upon this employee, and said that this is your one and only chance.
So thank God your son's still employed.
And so that guy went on, and he was able.
From Sunrise Auto, he was unable to be here today. He was unavoidably detained, but we were able to bring him to you in that manner, right there, because we have that ability. Coming up next, the American Moms, they're in the building. They'll join us next. You listen to 1370 AM 90. I don't know where are we at. I've lost my way, folks. Imagine that. I've lost my way, and I can't seem to. It's went away. Where is? Okay. Got to find it somewhere. Here it is. Something went away on my computer, but it's coming back up now. And
this is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt. Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Some ways to keep your plants well hydrated this summer while saving yourself.
Radio News with Dan Naraki.
President Biden announced Monday that Americans dealing with the effects of long-term COVID could qualify for disability benefits. Speaking at a White House event, the president said those that qualify could be entitled to certain federal resources.
Many Americans who seemingly recovered from the virus still face lingering challenges like breathing problems, brain fog, chronic pain, or fatigue. These conditions can sometimes rise to the level of a disability. So we're bringing agencies together to make sure Americans with long COVID who have a disability have access to the rights and resources that are due under the disability law.
The Departments of Education, Health and Human Services, Justice, and Labor also released guidelines on Monday to help those suffering from long COVID navigate the federal benefit process. This is USA Radio News.
The way things are going these days, do you ever ask yourself, when is the other shoe going to drop? The warning signs are everywhere. The next big danger is food shortages. That's why Americans are learning to be self-reliant and getting their emergency long-term food storage from My Patriot Supply. We're America's trusted leader in emergency preparedness. Over the past decade, My Patriot Supply has served millions of families and helped them prepare. Our delicious meal kits average 2,000 calories per day and stay fresh in storage up to 25 years. This is reliable food that will be there when disasters strike. And with the way things are going, you should grab some now. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com, order a starter kit for each member of your family, and we'll ship everything quickly and discreetly to your door. Don't wait and scramble with the masses when the news breaks. Instead, prepare today for what's coming. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
The National Weather Service says Florida is the lightning capital of the country. More people die from strikes in Florida than any other state. Wednesday, the 28th at 9:30, Kimberly Lohr with the National Lightning Safety Council will be our guest to enlighten us about this deadly and destructive yet underrated weather threat and how her council is working to build lightning-safe communities. Again, that's 9:30, Wednesday, the 28th.
Johnny, what are you doing in the bathroom? What are you saying? Wait, where are your toy cars? Oh no, tell me you didn't. Honey, call Mike Scott Plumbing.
But I didn't do anything.
For once, that's true, but little Johnny flushed his toys down